You hear that battle music? That's because I went about 5 freaking screens and suddenly my recording decided, no. So, let's try this again. Ajakaskura, welcome to the show. Before I could move, however, the guard jabbed the blunt end of his spear into one of Sam's knees, causing Sam to release Diana and buckle to his knees. By the way, you're probably really lost right now in these 5 freaking scenes. The boys' wives are here, apparently. I didn't know they had wives. And Sam is attacking Diana because for some reason he thinks she kidnapped me. Yeah, this time it's working. I see it.
You mangy dog!
The guard quickly twirled the spear around and thrust it forward to skewer Sam. No, but he missed as Sam fell back and laid himself across the guard. Glaring up at his attacker, filled with an almost terrifying rage, the guard stepped forward and went for another stab at Sam. Fortunately, Sam pushed the weapon away from him and directed it to the side, causing the blade to cling against the ground. The guard quickly pulled back and thrust his spear forward again, but it hit the floor again as Sam turned his body to the side. Why am I not stopping this? Why am I not saying, Sam, calm the fuck down? However, the guard wouldn't let Sam get up as he quickly continued to pull back and thrust his spear toward at Sam over and over, practically trapping him against the ground. I wanted to step in, was too afraid of the blinding speed at which the guard was jamming his spear at Sam. I didn't want to provoke him to stab me in a blind adrenaline rush. I looked at Diana, seeing her cough and holding her neck while gasping for air. Her hand was glowing a soft purple tint as if she was healing her neck from Sam's attack. Everyone else, however, had backed away from the fighting pair, not wanting to become collateral damage from either of their attacks. As Sam sat up, the guard retaliated with a lightning-fast response and kicked Sam back down, slamming the bottom of his foot into Sam's face to do so. However, before the guard could slam his spear down on his target, Sam rolled out of the way and got up on his hands in a spinning handstand. I've never seen a fight like this, even with melees, but Sam was still undoubtedly trained in combat, even when he didn't have the upper hand. Sam flipped onto his feet and faced against the guard in martial arts defense. In a martial arts defense. Which one? You don't even know, do you? Before a sudden barrage of spear thrusts forced Sam to duck, lean, and dodge away from the guard. Unrelenting, the guard thrust his spear as fast as a machine gun shots towards him, no longer looking to aim precisely, but hoping to land at least once. At one particularly hard thrust, the guard leaned his body into the attack, but only managed to miss Sam by mere centimeters as Sam tilted to the side and let the spear cross over his chest without making contact. I looked at Diana, hoping that she would call off her guard, but she continued to sit at the floor, recuperating from Sam's attack. Stop, Sam. Calm this. I'd stop this before from becoming worse. I stepped forward, not entirely getting in between the two fighters. Oh, it's this guy, and shouted to get both of their attentions. Stop it! Sam looked at me, suddenly obeying my voice as it rang out through the room. The guard, however, leaned back for a second attack, uncaring of my command. Before the guard could follow through with this attack, a large snap echoed through the air, forcing everyone in the room, including me and Sam, to look over to see Diana glaring at her guard.
Enough!
Holy fuck, that is a mad bitch. That's what that was. Diana slowly straightened and pointed at the space beside her, ushering the guard to quickly run over to where she had indicated to turn back to face the rest of us. Sam looked at me with eyes full of bloodlust, begging me silently to continue the fight. I glared back, trying to break through his rage to get him to calm the fuck down. He relented and gritted his teeth before nodding and looking over to Diana and her guard.
I'll forgive you for now, brute.
Stop calling him brute.
Forgive me? What makes you think that the one who needs forgiving is me?
It is you, Sam. She's been protecting me. You attacked my protector.
I didn't do anything!
Then why is she here then? Sam!
He is so angry. They're so angry. Sam and I turned to look at James, who was incredibly furious. By the look of it, the others were as well.
Look at her! Does she look like she's been hung during chains?
Yeah, look at me. I'm pretty happy. Sam looked at me as I met his gaze in almost perfect sync. I was indeed fine. Diana didn't hurt me. In fact, it's been the opposite. She wanted to protect me and send me home. The look in Sam's eyes, however, melted in one of longing relief when he finally absorbed my appearance. It was like watching a beast instantly calm at the sight of its master. Okay. Without giving me a moment to breathe, he reached over and wrapped me in his arms, burying his face into my shoulder. Aw. Sam!
I'm so happy you're safe.
That was in my fucking ear. My heart melted as I heard him whisper in my ear. I gripped him tightly, returning the close embrace, and thankful that I could feel the one I loved once again in my arms. Sam tightened his grip on me, nuzzling into my shoulder. That one. Kiss him. That shows more than anything. I gently moved my head and kissed over his cheek and neck, wanting to show him my affection and relief that he was in my arms again. Sam shuddered slightly at the touch of my lips and planted his own loving lips kiss on my neck. I can't read right now. I fought back a moment. The rush of pleasure I felt from his lips touching my skin, managing to hide it. At last, Sam and I slowly broke away from each other. Sam looked at Diana with a softer expression, but nonetheless a serious one.
Why is she here?
He's so mad. Diana pressed her lips together. I could see a small form of hesitation in her eyes as she looked at Sam and quickly formulated her answer.
Ask your father.
Oh, that's a good answer. I felt a burst of angry energy flash beside me at her answer, which drew my attention back to Sam. His body became wrapped in a dark green aura as his eyes flashed gold once again.
What did you say?
Calm the fuck down.
Your father brought her here and placed a curse on her. She can't leave this world until she dies, or...
She said until she dies, but this says unless. I call bullshit. Another flash of energy. This aura from Sam pulsated, almost crackled like lightning around his form. Sam gritted his teeth, and I could tell rage was slowly taking over. Why did the boys take their wives here, by the way? That's a really good question.
I'm gonna kill that old fuck!
Calm down. Sam! Fuck. The fucking skip shit. I always forget I need to press the space bar. Sam looked over at me, calming down slightly at the sight of my worried face. We're going to kill him, Sam. Calm down. The aura around Sam slowly began to dwindle and die out as the golden glow in his eyes faded. Popping my knuckles. I let out a small sigh of relief as I felt the muscles in his shoulders relax under my hands. As I looked down, Sam spoke up once again, his voice sounding drained from his sudden rage.
You got a plan to kill him?
Yes. No, not at all. How are we gonna do that?
Yes, we plan to kill him in 1 week's time.
You didn't tell me.
1 week?!
Ow, my fucking ear.
Where is this number coming from, Succubus?
We need to fully prepare ourselves for the final stage, which I'm certain will only take a couple of days. We've pinned him into a corner. The Demon Lord will fall.
That's rather bold to assume.
She's right, though. We can prepare everything in that time frame, right?
And if he does the same and attacks us before then?
He won't.
I watched as Diana walked over and cleared the table of the materials they had gathered for the gate spell, revealing a physical map of the Abysmal Plains. She pointed to a spot on the map, a peninsula surrounded by water labeled as the Decaying Sea.
We'll cast a barrier spell along the edge of the peninsula and around the castle. He and his army won't be able to move from that spot until we break it ourselves, which will be during the siege.
Where would we get the energy needed for that kind of spell?
We won't be using energy.
What? The other rebel demons in the room suddenly tensed up, staring at Diana in surprise. What was she going to do?
My lady, you're not suggesting...
The Demon Lord has shown how far he is willing to go to win this war. It's only fitting to show the extent we'll go to in response.
You're not going to kill folk, are ya?
As much as I agree with you, this seems a little rash.
I just realized his hair looks like a hand. Sorry.
What are you guys talking about?
Aw,
Are
Matthew.
they allowed to know?
I plan to put a barrier curse around the Demon Lord's castle and army. It's temporary, so it won't need the blood of 1,000 demons. But it will need the sacrifice of at least one demon life.
Oh no!
And I assume you'll be sacrificing one of my soldiers.
Is this our only option?
There are other options, but they will most likely take a lot of energy to pull off.
It just depends on what we want to do. If we want to do this immediately, then the barrier curse is indeed the best option.
I'm not opposed to performing the curse. As rash as it is, it will make our lives easier in the long run.
You expect me to hand over one of my men? My soldiers joined the rebellion to kill the Demon Lord, not to get their throats slit before even seeing the final battle.
It's wrong, but can we really afford to spend any more energy? Diana already spent a lot trying to send the human back.
What is the other option?
The rabbit woman and the fairy moved towards the map and pointed at the peninsula.
We could form tall rock walls around the castle. Box them in.
It will take a lot of our energy, but we can recover in that week period.
And what will stop the Demon Lord from tearing down the walls?
I can imbue the walls with holy magic.
Dinkbud and I looked at him, all of us equally surprised. A demon with holy magic? How?
How the fuck did you get holy magic? You look and smell like a demon.
The guard held up his wrapped hand, letting the beads around it jangle with the sudden motion.
I've had the ability to use holy magic ever since I was taken in by my lady's family. There's no doubt that I am a demon, but I can't recall how I gained this ability.
How is holy magic different than demon magic?
It's white magic. Unlike demon magic, holy magic isn't so finicky. Think of it as warding or dispelling magic. You can't bless air or anything that doesn't have physical form, but you can bless objects to fight back against other forms of magic.
If the walls were blessed with holy magic, the Demon Lord wouldn't be able to escape until we released him.
Why not just trap him forever?
That's idiotic. He would still be a threat regardless. Holy magic doesn't last forever, and stone will crumble eventually.
He's right. We wouldn't be able to keep the walls up forever.
The situation became more and more complicated the more we discussed it. How are we going to go about doing this?
We can't just sit around and debate this forever. The longer we wait, the more we risk him striking back at us.
Good point.
But is it worth killing someone to trap him?
When we finally strike, we will lose hundreds, if not thousands, of soldiers anyway. What difference will it make to lose one more life on top of this?
They won't die honorably.
Soulless fuck.
Why is it him and I, say similar things, but he's more blunt about it?
We can still cage him in.
I bit my lip. It was a really tough decision. A curse or a trap, which was better. Both had their prices, but we had to choose one. Don't make me choose. I'm not in charge here. From the look of it, no one wanted to speak up, so I felt the urge to say something. Maybe I'd be the one who would determine everything. No! Oh my gosh. I don't wanna. Wait. But which method would be the best choice? Oh, fuck. Alright. The curse is one life. The trap saves a life. But it uses a lot of energy. But they can heal within that time period. But they're also weak to attack. So if one is not in the peninsula, they are in trouble. Could we give energy? I don't know. I want to say the trap. I mean, it's more finicky. It's way more finicky. And it will take a lot of energy, but they can heal within that week period. I don't know if they'll be weaker than they would be in the fight. But if you think about it, strategy here. Which is more profitable? I don't want to piss off the ogre. I mean, he's a demon, but I don't know. I'm a creature of honor. Let's go for the trap. Everyone in the room looked at me. Better than the tyrant. Hell to the fuck yeah, look at that achievement. Oh, look at it. Ooh, that's beautiful. Everyone in the room looked at me as I finally spoke up. We need to be better than the Demon Lord. He was willing to sacrifice lives to trap me here, but it only showed how desperate he was to win and how little he valued life. He would lose this war one way or another. It wasn't worth losing someone who could help turn the tide of war. When can you put a barrier up?
We can leave after this, meeting is over.
Cool.
Are you sure this is the best choice?
The curse isn't the only option. We need to show that we're better than him. Everyone nodded, some in reluctance, while the others did with confidence, probably the big guy. I looked at Diana just in time to catch a twitch from her visible eye, but she shook her head and looked to the rabbit woman.
Are you quite positive this will work?
I am very certain. Since it will be just 3 of us going, we can shadow travel there and be back by the morning.
Diana looked at her guard and nodded.
Very well. If you believe it will work, then I trust you will make sure it does.
As the guard nodded and slightly bowed, the other demons seemed to let out a sigh of relief. Were they worried about performing the curse? Jen shook her head before crossing her arms and looking directly at me.
So, since you'll be here for a while, we might as well give you names that you can use to refer to everyone here.
Thank you!
Are we getting human names?
You need to calm down. I hate your voice. You're like Navi.
Must we?
Yes! Can I name him? If I want to name anyone, I'm going to name him. I'm going to name him Dusher Musher. Yes. Hello, Dusher Musher. I don't care what name they call you. You're Dusher Musher. Diana rolled her eyes and gestured to each demon, naming them on the fly.
For the sake of time, we'll use simple names. This is Rabbit, our magic advisor. Sergeant, commander of our armies. Shadow, leader of our assassins. And Faye, our nomadic force ambassador.
Sergeant, I'm a commander, succubus. Shouldn't my name be Commander?
It's easier on the tongue, though, to say sergeant.
Now like Commander.
My lady, what shall they call me?
Diana looked at Saddle. Well, I think that's his name, apparently. For a moment before turning towards me, a look of seriousness emanated from her eyes.
You may call him Cero. He is my personal guard, and he is always by my side.
The other demons in Saddle seemed to be surprised. Was Saddle his true demon name? Why would she give me his true name?
Are you sure?
Call him only if your life depends on it. Do not abuse this permission.
But cake. Oh well, fine. I won't. Her eyes seemed to burn as she gazed into mine, full of hard intent and warning. I mentally noted her seriousness as she ran a hand through her hair.
Well, now that we have a plan and introductions are out of the way, I believe we can end this meeting. We have a lot to accomplish in 1 week.
What about us? You don't expect us to sit around.
Actually, I do. You all don't belong on the battlefield.
Now listen.
Idessa. Aw, she's so fucking cute.
I will not take untrained and unarmed beings into a war zone.
Hold on. I interjected, stepping forward across my arms at Diana. Whew. And she seriously wasn't going to make us stay back while she fought the Demon Lord, was she? That's not fair! Ooh. I don't know. This one I don't know. I've seen the boys fight. Hell, Sam actually gave Zero a run for his fucking money. So, and Sam is he one of the weakest, or was that Matthew? I forgot which one it was. I'm probably way off, but depends, because like Damien shouldn't be fighting. He's terrifying when he does, don't get me wrong. But, I don't know. Is this really what we should do? Diana nodded to me. A look of sincerity in her eyes as she locked her gaze with mine. I knew she was trying to protect us, but was it necessary?
Unless you can fight, I can't guarantee that you will survive this war.
Let me and my brothers train then. We're demons, for fuck's sake. We know how to fight.
I feel like I picked the right one. The boys stared at Diana as she turned her head towards Sam. He was right, though. They knew how to train, so they knew how to fight. If they fought with the rebellion, there would be a better chance of winning this war.
You all realize this is a war, correct? You can die here.
Yes.
We understand completely.
We understand too.
Twilight, you're not fighting. You little fucking mortal ass. You can't. Diana could only stare at our group as we challenged her proclamation. Is she human? I don't know. I wrapped my hand around my fiance's arm, frightened at the idea of participating in the war, but knowing that we needed all the strength we could muster to finish off the Demon Lord. This was the only way that we could go home. Defeated, Diana sighed and rubbed her temples.
Very well. I can't exactly keep you here like prisoners, so it will be up to you if you choose to train for battle. However, I highly suggest just staying here and allowing us to handle it.
Okay. I noticed as did the others, this was really happening. We were going to kill the Demon Lord. We had 1 week to either prepare for war or wait it out. Diana turned towards me and looked down at my outfit. I had nearly forgotten that I was still in my wedding dress until Diana pointed at my chest.
Lumen infere, bellum tabescere, serene.
I actually don't understand this Latin. I stared at her, unsure why she was speaking in Latin, until I felt the fabric around my body shift and change. I quickly looked down to see my wedding dress morph into an outfit that looked perfect for the demon world. Do I get to see it? The white top shifted into a long-sleeved, oversized tunic with a leather corset and vest, while the bottom part of the gown split and wrapped around my legs, forming into dark leggings, while my shoes stretched into long, knee-high boots.
Ooh, interesting outfit.
Why do I feel like you're Eric's?
You look good.
Thank you. Thanks.
Faye, Rabbit, you both should finish your preparations and head over to the Demon Lord's castle for the spell.
How are you going to get there?
Alright, so, hold on. Actually, wait. If I slow this shit down a little bit.
I'll get us there, no problem.
Okay, see that little...
Just make sure we don't get stuck there or lost.
That's actually going to help me out not accidentally skip shit.
No promises!
Zero, make sure the job is done.
I shall, my lady.
Seto, Faye, and Rabbit began to make their way out of the room as Diana turned to me and my group. As they left, Diana let out a small sigh.
I will take you to some rooms you may rest in.
Cool. Thank you. Thank you. Diana merely nodded and led our group out of the room towards our new temporary rooms. The walk to our room became a silent journey. Sam and I held hands, but for some reason there were no words to say between us. This entire situation sat in my mind and festered, plaguing my thoughts and caused me to remain speechless. All this seemed so unreal and hard to imagine, let alone believe. How was this possible? I felt Sam gently squeeze my hand, caused me to look over at him. Was he feeling my anxiousness somehow?
Hey, you sure you're alright?
Yeah, I'm fine. I stared a little bit longer before replying. Yeah, I'm pretty good. I wasn't alright. All this was a muddled mess. I'm fine. But I couldn't help but worry. It had to have been obvious anyway for Sam to notice and ask. Still, I didn't want him to know, especially if these worries were going to fade away eventually. I smiled at him and hugged his arm to me, making Sam gasp before smiling a bit and pulling me to him.
Alright. Whatever you say. I'm glad you're safe.
Same. I'm glad you came. Thank you. Sam and I were guided through the hallways until we finally reached our room, which happened to be the ambassador room I'd slept in before. It was good to know that I was going to a place I recognized. I sat on the bed and let out a sigh, feeling the worry of the entire situation sink and fade out of my mind. I wasn't alone, at least anymore, and Sam was willing to fight for me to return home. It was unexpected, but it was amazing to have Sam here. Sam looked around the room, taking in the space.
Fancy room?
Yeah, apparently it's an open ambassador's room. They let me sleep here when I came.
That was how long ago?
Like, a day? Sam laughed and stuffed his hands in his pockets. What was so funny?
Oh, fuck. I forgot the time difference between this world and the human world.
Wait, time difference?
Yeah, time goes slower here and stuff. So, like, while you've been here a day, you've only been gone from the human world for 4 or 5 hours.
What? What? I was only gone for 4 to 5 hours. How is that possible? And again, I was in another plane, so it's somewhat understandable. My brain just couldn't wrap around it, so I held my head, staring at the floor in shock. Sam laughed again and walked over to me, sitting by my side, before he wrapped an arm around my shoulder in comfort.
At least we found you. If it weren't for Damien and Twilight, it would have taken us longer.
I nodded, relieved regardless of how I was found. While I couldn't get back, there was a beacon of hope now, which replaced my previous worry and concern. I laid my head into Sam's shoulder, feeling exhaustion hit me like a wave, but I didn't want to sleep just yet. I was with Sam, so I wished to stay up just a bit longer and be awake with him. Sam?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what to say. I just wanted to be awake a while longer. I do this shit too. I looked up at him and he turned his head to look down at me, patiently waiting for me to ask whatever he assumed I was going to ask. Click it. If I wanted to stay awake longer, then Sam needed to help me do that. Sam looked at me and turned our bodies gently to face one another.
What do you want me to do?
Anything? I don't appreciate that. I didn't want our reunion to end for the day with us going to bed. A kiss, a hug, a conversation, anything was acceptable as long as I got to be awake that much longer. Sam gently lifted my chin and lowered his head to kiss me, allowing me the choice to take his lips with mine by stopping a mere centimeter away. I took it and melted into the kiss, wrapping my arms around him. My head and heart became full of Sam. Feeling his heartbeat against my chest, tasting his lips against my own. Goody. Memories flooded back of us holding one another, and I began to mentally think again for letting us be together again. Sam wrapped his arms around my waist, pulling me close, but not taking us any further. The kiss was slow, intimate, and romantic in every form. That was yet another thing I loved about Sam. He knew when to take things slow with me, and knew when not to get deeper than that. He respected me, loved me, and wanted to protect me with his entire being. I was blessed to have him as mine, and mine alone. Mine. As he pulled away at last, Sam let out a smug grin, paint his face.
Well, I guess one good thing came out of this. I get to kick my old man's ass.
Hell yeah. I knew Sam hated his father, but was it really a good thing? In retrospect, yes, morally, it was questionable. No, it wasn't. You really hate him, don't you? Oh, that's a horrible thing to ask. The smile on Sam's face slowly diminished to an angry expression, his eyes full of rage, his mouth pressed in a fine line.
Yeah, I do.
Good. Good for you. You love that. Sam slowly stood back up and walked toward the fireplace, staring into it with his hands clenched into fists at his sides.
That bastard made me and my brothers miserable for years. We finally escaped, and then he grows the balls to try to steal the woman I love away from me.
Sam?
That bastard kills for fun. He burns kingdoms to the ground for not submitting to him, and murders hundreds just because he can. He has a fucking harem of people and replaces every one of them with prisoners of war by the handful.
Yeah.
If he had gotten his hands on you, if he even touched you, I would've...
Calm the fuck down. His fists tightened at his sides. I stared wide-eyed as blood, little by little, began to trip through the crevices of his fingers. I stood and rushed over, laying myself against his back and pressing my forehead into the back of his neck. Sam, it's okay.
Is it?
Yeah. I looked up as Sam turned around to face me. He didn't touch me, as his hands were still wounded from his tight fist, but his expression dimmed a bit to a look of sadness.
I would have never forgiven myself if you fell into his hands.
Wouldn't have been your fault, but okay. I stared deep into Sam's gaze, seeing the fear behind them. I was scared as well, but thankful to be saved by Zero and Diana. Someone above was watching over me, thankfully, and I thank God for that. I wrapped my eyes around Sam's neck, and my... Did I say eyes or arms? Well, I wrapped my I wrapped my arms around Sam's neck and leaned my head to his, pressing my forehead to his own. I'm safe now. Diana and Zero saved me from that.
Thank God for that.
Says the demon. Sam wrapped his arms around me, fist still closed, and pulled me to him tightly. That's a weird hug. I could see him biting his lip, almost piercing the skin, but maintaining some form of control. I frowned, but allowed silence to pass between us. We'll defeat the Demon Lord and go home soon. Sam nodded against my forehead, remaining quiet, and we had to let this pass. We had to move on and mentally prepare ourselves for war. Sam would get his anger quelled, and we'd be able to return home at last. We had to. Sam and I eventually pulled away from each other, locking our gaze lovingly.
Come on. We can't stay up all night.
Yes, we can. I don't want to sleep. I know. Sam lifted his hands, which was now free of wounds of blood, and guided me to bed, crawling in after I settled in between the sheets. Sam and I embraced lovingly and let the darkness of the night take over, bringing us to a quiet slumber. The dark of sleep was usually a friend of mine, only showing me nightmares on rare occasions. The nightmare of my dying sent shivers down my body as I recalled it, but I knew it was only a dream. Would I have one like that again? I hope not. Same. Please no. We have no choice no matter if another came. That was another story. Well, shit's gonna get real apparently. I opened my eyes to find myself in the mouth of a cave that descended beneath the earth. Behind and above me was a bright light where I could see my hands, my friends, and family. However, as I looked down into the darkness, I caught the sight of Sam walking away further into the cave. Sam? He didn't answer. Sam continued forward, losing himself in the dark. I instantly began to follow. forgetting about the light for the moment, before stopping and looking back. My family had a look of despair while my friends held each other, watching me with heartbroken faces. Was this some sort of message? Was I following Sam into a place my friends and family could not be in? Was this my future? I became torn. What was I going to do?
You are not worthy.
Who are you, and why are you growling in my ear? All of a sudden, the darkness became full of fire, and the bare outline of Sam flashed before burning away in the light of the flames. He couldn't even let out a scream of pain as he instantly burnt to ash. Sam!
Run! Run!
Diana! Diana's voice echoed through the air, but I was present in place, watching the flames rush at me and take me as well. If I ran back, my heart would have scarred forever with the memory of flames taking my love away. If I stayed, I would die with Sam. I stood in the middle, unsure what to do. As the flames took me, I woke up in a hot sweat. Ah! Gripping the covers, I sat up, staring at the far wall before looking around. My heart was beating wildly as sweat ran down my cheeks and the sides of my head. Another nightmare. Good. This time, however, Sam woke up with me.
Whoa! Hey, what's wrong?
Oh good, you are wearing pants. I was really scared for a moment. I looked at Sam, seeing him not burnt or as ashes, but perfectly okay. I turned toward him and wrapped my arms around him tightly, now desperate not to let him go. Sam, despite being surprised, wrapped his arms around me and held me close. 2 nightmares, both leaving me and Sam engulfed in flames. I died in the first, he died in the second. What was I going to believe anymore? I technically did die. The flames enveloped me and I died with him, so we both died. Sam rubbed my back gently and I planted a kiss on my shoulder. So he planted a kiss on my shoulder. Fucking fuck.
Hey, it's okay, alright? It was a stupid nightmare.
They are stupid. They're dumb. But you died.
You know I can handle anything that comes my way.
Sure. Could he really? He was strong, he was fast, but was he powerful enough to withstand whatever had let loose those flames to swallow him whole? You are not worthy. What did that voice mean? How was Sam not worthy? Was it Sam? What was he not worthy of? There were millions of questions running through my mind, and none of them could be answered, at least not in the moment. I thought he was talking to me, like I'm not worthy. I simply rested my head on Sam's chest and let him pull us back down to the bed.
Whatever happens, I'll always be here. Alright?
Okay, I love that. That's really nice of you. I nodded and closed my eyes, praying that I would not see the nightmare again. As fate was kind once more, I slept peacefully the remainder of the night. I slowly awoke from my sleep, feeling the ache of the morning consume and rush through my body relentlessly in an attempt to keep me contained in bed. I didn't mind. I was pressed against a warm chest, one whose arms I adored to be in. The nightmare plagued my thoughts, but my heart fluttered in reality, knowing that I was feeling in the physical world was what I was supposed to care about. I looked up at Sam's sleeping face, giggling at the sight of his messy bed hair. Sam slowly woke up from the sound of my laughter. That's a fun thing to wake up to. Blinking the sleep away to stare down at me.
Morning.
My first instinct is to poke the nipple. I want to poke the nipple. Whenever if anyone stretches, that's my first instinct, and I gotta sit there and go, no. Morning! I smiled and kissed Sam on the lips to help rouse him, only to end up being pulled into a tight and loving embrace with my head buried in his shoulder.
Did you sleep okay?
Yeah. The second time, yeah. He nodded in understanding against my shoulder as I wrapped my arms around him. I felt so warm and safe within the confines of his embrace, but the thoughts of the nightmare I had vanished had vanished from my mind. It would come back, but it was gone for now. Eh. I pulled back a bit and kissed Sam once again. I'm trying to think of what I would actually do in this situation. I am a kisser. Or a biter. One of those two. I don't nuzzle, I bite. So, kissing it is. Smiling happily, running my fingers along his back, Sam gently squeezed me and kissed me back, melting into the embrace between us. Morning kisses with Sam felt wonderful. But I didn't want to get up or pull away. I simply desired to relish in the feelings I had for Sam and let him completely take over my thoughts.
Hey.
Oh. Click it. Yeah?
Since we're in the demon world, do you think that maybe...
You want a demon marriage, don't you? I opened my eyes and looked over his shoulder, trying to understand what he was insinuating. When it finally came to me, I held my breath in realization. The demon marriage?
You don't have to decide right now, but before we go back, maybe think about it?
Yes, immediate. I wasn't sure what to say. My mind danced across the idea of binding my soul to Sam, but at what cost? I'll think about it. Sam nodded understanding, kissing my shoulder. I knew it was something Sam really wanted, but it was something I was willing to go through. Sam gently loosened his embrace and pulled away to look at me with a tired smile.
I don't want to get up yet.
Same. I laughed knowing this is how Sam operated in the morning. He was definitely not a morning person, so seeing him curl up to me and ask permission to stay in bed was still an endearing sight that reminded me how much I loved him. My heart warmed and I smiled and I kissed his forehead. Why do I feel like James is a super morning person? Then we don't have to. We can sleep a little longer if you want. Sam smiled and closed his eyes, pulling me against his chest with a hearty chuckle.
Good. We can go eat later.
Our peace was broken, unfortunately, by the sound of knocking at our door. Damn it! Sam and I looked at it, let out a simultaneous groan. Our plan was ruined.
Go away!
Oh my gosh, I see why I love you, Sam. I see why you're my favorite character.
Sam, we brought breakfast.
Oh!
Eat later!
Are you seriously going to argue with me?
Come on, it's like 9 a.m.
Now I was getting upset. I wanted to stay in bed. Feel Sam's arms around me for a little while longer. Was that so much to ask? Screw breakfast. We have 3 more hours till noon!
Oh my god, just get up already! We're burning daylight here!
No! Sam and I whined, now irritated that our plans to sleep in became ultimately impossible. However, we both understood that today was a new day. We had to start preparing to take on the Demon Lord. I slowly rose and sat up in bed, yawning as Sam begrudgingly followed suit. Alright, come in. The door opened and poured the Incubi brothers and their wives, carrying a plate of food each. James and Iridessa held out their 2 extra plates for me and Sam.
Thanks, Dessa.
You're welcome, Sparky.
Sparky! Thank you, James.
Of course.
James and Iridessa moved away from us as we both looked down at our plates. On it was fruit slices, bread, cheese, and some form of jerky I didn't recognize. It was probably safe, knowing that the others were eating it as well. Sam, however, lowered his plate to his lap and looked up at his brothers.
So, what's the plan?
Well, we should probably take the next couple of days to train properly. Since we're in Lilith Castle, we'll have access to training equipment.
Lilith Castle? This place has a name? Why did my character not understand that? The boys and Irene, Eris' wife, nodded in reply. Sam stuffed a stick of jerky in his mouth and began to chew on it as Damien began to explain.
The first succubus, Lilith, was exiled here after being cast out of Eden by the heavens. She became a demon and soon began to breed more incubi and succubi than the world could control.
Wait, Lilith was in Lilith, as in Lilith from the Bible?
Yes. During her time here, she established a kingdom with this very castle at its heart.
It's a pretty castle indeed. I've never had the pleasure of coming here.
Meh, I'm not really a fan of it.
Sam swallowed the bite of jerky he had in his mouth and licked his lips, joining the conversation.
Alright, so we train until we can't anymore.
Obviously, we'll need breaks in between, but we can't afford to let a day go by without intense training. We only have a week after all.
Yeah. Word began to bubble back in my mind. Everyone was willing to step up and start training, but Eric was right. We only had a week to prepare for the Demon Lord. Will we be strong enough in time?
You fear too soon, child.
Who the fuck are you? I straightened up my back and looked around, hearing the voice from my dream echo through the air. Everyone else looked at me curiously, wondering why I spoke up.
Wait, what?
Did you say something?
I love the fact that the voice actor for this person clearly does not have the same microphone as everyone else. Like, you can hear the lower grade. Like, not lower grade, but it's like it's missing a certain aspect that the other microphones don't. I looked around at everyone, seeing their confused faces. Did they not hear the voice?
They cannot hear me, child.
I shook my head, rubbing it gently with a nervous laugh. Sorry, I thought I missed something. The confusion in everyone's face dissipated as everyone got back to the topic at hand. One I couldn't remember or focus on. My thoughts were back to the voice, wondering how it was speaking to me and how it knew what I was thinking.
I am closer than you imagine.
Who are you? You sound fabulous. What do you mean?
Be patient, child. The time for answers will come soon enough.
But I want them now. I grew more concerned and confused. What was the spirit talking about?
I am no mere spirit.
Wait! Oh no! Oh no! My friend mentioned something that was very interesting. Is this a dragon? Then what are you?
That I cannot tell you yet. When the time comes, you will know.
No. Is this the Durgan? Is it the Durgan? I think it's a Durgan. This was mildly scary. A voice in my head was speaking to me, and I could only speak back in my thoughts without anyone knowing what was going on. I looked around to see everyone was still speaking to each other, and I couldn't focus on what they were saying. Oh my gosh. All I could focus on was the voice in my head.
Answers will come when the time is right. For now, I will bid you farewell.
I am ending this fucking here. This is a great place to end it. I just realized she has kitty socks. But, oh my gosh, is that like Lindsay? That looks like Lindsay. Holy shit, it's like Lindsay if she was like, I don't know. Lindsay's lost cousin. Yeah, that's more like her. Lindsay's lost cousin. That's cute as fuck. But I am dedicated into the thought that that is a Durgan. That is a dragon. Oh my gosh, please. Please. I am stopping this right here. I'm Draco Skura, and I hope you enjoyed the show.